Welcome to the first anniversary of the Father and Son Pastime podcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
That's my dad. So yes, we've done 1 year of these podcasts. Dad, I think we have like over over 50 episodes. Yeah, we can take these hats off now. We've done, I think, over 50 episodes of this. We've actually been doing this for 10 years, just in a informal way. Yeah, since my first year in college in 2010.
Never thought it was 10 years.
10 years. So it's a double anniversary,
Wow.
if that's somehow possible. 1 year professionally and actually recording. 10 years every Black Friday. My dad and I would always...
Freshman year in college, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Would always talk about this, have a long conversation.
Yeah.
Each year got more and more involved. Shout out to MLB Trade Rumors for really getting us started 10 years ago when they put out a contest to do the top 50 free agents, which is coming. It's a future episode. We're going to do that. Record that later today. Post it in a few days from now, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's quite fun. Right now we're going to recap not just our year of success and fun and craziness, but talking about baseball. First off, shout out to you, Dad. 1 year ago, my dad correctly picked the World Series winner of 2020, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yes.
So congrats to you.
Yes.
Very challenging to pick a World Series winner on a condensed season amidst the pandemic, amidst changing rules of baseball.
Yes.
So quite an impressive guess there, Dad, and it worked out for you.
The funny thing about it was they had a talented team. And I tell you, I mean, there's so many surprises during the year that came around with teams that you never thought would do well. You know, Miami comes to mind, and you know, got to give them credit to really change that whole organization. But if you really think about baseball, during baseball, there was rumors because they had to close down the Cardinals for a while. They had to close down some other teams. Were they going to make it to the finish line?
Yeah.
And during the summer, there was many people said, you know, one more team goes down, that may be it. So a lot of teams never played their scheduled 60 games or whatever games they needed to play. They were going to make it up the last day of the season with doubleheaders if they had to. But it's unusual year. You got to give Major League Baseball credit for doing as much work as they could to try to keep the players healthy and everything else. So yes, unusual year. Congratulations to the Dodgers. They did have a great team. But gotta give credit to Tampa Bay. What a fun team to watch, and no one expected them to be in a World Series. So great year.
It was certainly David versus Goliath, but this time Goliath wins.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I certainly enjoyed baseball, what we were able to see of it. Without minor league baseball, which obviously we miss, and I'm sure everyone that's watching is a baseball fan that misses going to minor league games, there wasn't any development. I mean, some of these players that played in the playoffs never saw really Double-A baseball, Triple-A baseball. Some were promotions from Single-A in 2019.
Right.
Didn't have Double, didn't have Triple-A, and went straight to the majors to fill in some gaps and voids.
There was a couple players who got drafted. Yeah. One with the White Sox that went into a relief role, and then at the very end blew out his arm. Yeah. But he was drafted, and all of a sudden he went to their developmental camp, and all of a sudden he was in the bullpen. Mm-hmm. And there was a couple others that almost was on the fringe of playing Major League Baseball, getting drafted that summer. So the draft was only 5 rounds. So that was unusual. Mm-hmm. There's so many changes, and this year minor league baseball will be even more changes. So I just read this morning that Fresno is either going to be low Class A or done. And I was a AAA team for a long time, and in a major city. Yeah. So changes are coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of reshuffling going around with the independent ball clubs and former low A divisions around the country now being wood bat leagues or collegiate summer league teams. Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. I certainly hope, obviously, everyone gets to go to some sort of baseball game next year. I know that was it's the longest I've ever gone without going to a baseball game in my entire life. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are in that same boat at home. Yeah. But I miss it.
Yeah, we used to go 8 to 10 games a month, depending on the promotional schedule.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So our holidays during the summer were like who was giving what away, and then we go to those games. So that's very true. I sincerely miss that, especially Memorial Day and July 4th was, that was the days that you went to the ballpark for a whole bunch of reasons. And another team that may fall off is Hagerstown, which was a great place to go and a real small town baseball, antiquated stadium, but it was a fun trip to make to see a baseball game in a stadium that goes back to, the 30s and 40s, something like that. So Willie Mays played there. So that tells you how much history that has, and they've had great players play there, and now that might be either empty or a collegiate bat league.
Well, obviously, instead of just getting kind of caught up in all the what we've missed this year, let's talk about what we did get. We didn't get obviously an All-Star game or home run derby, but we had Cy Young winners. We had great storylines. We had Gold Glove winners. We had MVPs. Dad, name a couple stories or players that you're really looking forward to grow and develop, and their stories that you maybe fell in love with this year, the postseason, that you're really looking to really be a future of baseball.
Well, I think the left fielder for the Tampa Bay Rays, who came over in the trade with the Cardinals,
Randy Arozarena.
I think he has a really bright future. He dominated the postseason.
So I just want to say something. We're recording this Black Friday in November. Randy Arozarena recently got arrested for kidnapping his daughter. So we'll find out what that happens, but that could be an immediate black mark on the Tampa Bay Rays, depending on that allegation and trial.
I think that happened just in the last few days.
Yeah.
But on the field, I thought he was a dominant player. Seemed to be the spark of the Tampa Bay Rays during when they needed it the most. Tampa doesn't score a lot of runs, and you take him out of the lineup, and they might have been suffering. But he was an exciting player, and everybody I think was rooting for the underdog, and he was part of that underdog class. So that's one of the ones I think has a real bright future. What about you?
Kyle Lewis, the center fielder for Seattle Mariners. The only person that I've ever seen that's Griffey-like. And he's playing center field for the Mariners.
Yeah.
They did an overlay, ESPN or MLB did an overlay this summer after Kyle Lewis robbed a home run ball in center field and how he just skipped and celebrated with joy. And it was so indicative of Griffey doing the exact same thing, and Griffey gave Lewis a shout-out. So a rookie that truly was dominant, not just defensively, but I think offensively as well. And I think his ceiling's very high, and I really hope the Seattle Mariners can use him and make him a true centerpiece moving forward and maybe refine the playoffs or even go farther than the ALCS this time.
I think one of the coolest things I saw...
25 years.
It was full of enthusiasm and all that stuff. Mookie Betts with the Dodgers and some of the catches that he made. Think of all the home run robbing catches there were in baseball. You can even look at the Dodgers. But Mookie, when he robbed, a couple people during the year, and how excited he was coming off the field, that's great for baseball.
Yeah.
And Cody did the same thing. Cody made some catches he didn't know was in his glove or not, but he came down with it and he went, wow! Yeah. So those excitements were great. And the World Series I thought was a great World Series. Tampa winning the American League pennant was great. So, you give shout outs to Atlanta. Atlanta is a great team. I thought they had a great chance. Atlanta is one of the teams you really look at next year. They're going to work already and sign 2 players, already to help their pitching staff. Both are great additions. But that's the team I think you watch in the National League for next year.
Absolutely. Another heartwarming tale, I think, what we look forward to both nationally and locally. We're here in Maryland, but is Trey Mancini's recovery.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'll play at all in 2021, if it's a reduced role, if it's in a DH-only role. But Trey Mancini obviously is recovering from cancer. He's my age, exactly, so just one of those things you look at and you're like, wow, that's very young to get cancer and that intense of a cancer. So I wish him a speedy recovery, and as does the city of Baltimore.
Yeah, he was on local TV about 2 weeks ago, and he's actually doing baseball activities now.
That's incredible.
And
it really is.
Yeah.
If he gets a hit next year, it's incredible to me.
Oh, this thing is standing ovation. Yeah, the first time he's in the
you're showing up.
Yeah. So I think he is one that he still has a couple months to get himself in shape and all that. But think about where the surgery was and that's his core. So he was very open with his rehabilitation. On his bad days, he took walks. He said he was lonely and everything else. But for a young guy, you can make that rebound just because your youth is on your side. So hopefully he does.
Yeah.
So
2 retirees that I think this list will only grow, maybe due to COVID, maybe due to a poor free agent class. No one's signing some older veterans maybe. But Alex Gordon and Hunter Pence, 2 people that I got to idolizing in high school as rookies, as phenoms, Alex Gordon was a third baseman, moved left fielder. Hunter Pence was the coolest guy with the Hunter Pence fan signs. Both retired this year, so we're really missing two big personalities that I think obviously that retirement list will only grow, especially maybe for people like Nick Markakis or something like that.
All these guys are in the mid-30s.
36 or older, every single one I mentioned,
But in the world of things, that's so young, but they've had a great career. And Hunter Pence had fun.
Yeah. He always did. Yeah. Well, if you're a soccer player, you're over at 30 usually, unless you're a striker or a goalie. But regardless, it's just one of those things that we'll see who lands on a team in the free agent class. We'll talk about that soon. Overall, I think it's a weak free agent class.
Yeah, it is.
But nonetheless, it's baseball. We're excited for this to get us through the winter, for us to look forward to. Hopefully you check out all of our other videos. Let us know your thoughts below on some of the great storylines you saw this year, prospects you're excited to become all-stars when the All-Star game happens, hopefully next year. Who do you want to see in Home Run Derby? Is Rose Arena back at it and in their Home Run Derby in 2021? So all those things and more are things to look forward to and remain hopeful, optimistic, and positive about as we enter 2021.
Hopefully with the vaccine coming, by mid-year, hopefully we're allowed back into the stands. And I think that's when minor league baseball will start more June than in late April. So that's to look forward to. So hopefully everybody gets back to normal. That's the hope.
Thanks for watching and stay safe.